Hey guys, welcome to our channel. This is Jeff here and I'll be guiding you through this video. We've been getting a ton of questions about the Onefinity CNC. We've been using it for about a week and a half now and I'm quite impressed. In this video we'll be going over the assembly, my first few carves with the machine, and our initial thoughts on it. I'm most excited about no belts and no V-wheels, which all of you previous CNC owners know that they can be troublesome. You have to adjust it. With this machine there's no adjusting. So sit back and I hope you guys enjoy the video. We're new to making CNC content, so please let us know down below in the comments if there's anything you want to see more of or less of.
So we have all the parts right here. As you can see, there's not that many of them, so assembly should be pretty simple. We're going to start by laying this out roughly in the way that it's going to be set up and then work our way through the instructions.
The assembly of the machine is super easy. You're just going to start out by setting one side roughly where you'd like the machine to go, and then you're going to slide these all the way forward so that when you set the gantry on top, everything will be relatively even. The machine comes, for the most part, assembled. You literally put in 4 screws on each side, and that essentially locks most of it in place. Once the top's assembled, you're going to lock in one side of the machine and mount it to the table. Each corner has 4 screw holes, and quite honestly, I only put 1 screw in each corner, and it's rock solid. Another nice feature of the machine is there's no running wires or feeding anything through any crazy harnesses. You simply plug these into the front of the machine. I actually hid them and ran them underneath the table, as you'll see later, but that is it. The X and the Y are ready to go. Now we're going to move on to the power brick. I actually mounted this underneath the table as well, as again you'll see later, but it simply plugs into the back and there's not a whole lot to it. This is the controller. You can control the machine with any USB controller or the display that mounts to it. It's also important, guys, to remember this is a beta machine. We are one of the few people that get to test this thing out, and for instance this part here is 3D printed, so the machine will look slightly different when it's ready for production, and we will get a new machine as well, but for now our job is to help promote it and see if we can find any issues with the machine. As I mentioned earlier, you can control it with a gaming controller, and here we're sliding it all the way back to ensure both rails are even. Now on to attaching the Z axis. This is pretty simple. It's 4 screws again, and then we're going to put in the router. As I mentioned earlier, this is a beta machine, and here's another 3D printed part. All these pieces will be made out of metal for final production. The machine is alive. It took us about 20 minutes with filming to get this thing put together, and it is ready to go. Wasteboard is not included in that 20 minutes. So now I'm going to run you guys through how to get the machine running and what software we use. We currently use Easel because that's what we learned on, and because we have an X-Carve, Easel is just easy to use and I don't have to learn another software. So we're going to be running this at 100 inches per minute with a depth of 0.25. So we're just going to go into here and export the G-code. It'll go into your files, as you can see here. And then you just come in here and click this folder and then import them. You actually have to import them separately. I tried to do them both, but one at a time. Another concern people have is, what if this company goes out of business and then I can't use my CNC? If this company goes out of business, your CNC will always run. This platform can be accessed on any phone or anything with a web browser, or you can just simply plug the G-code into the back of the unit with a jump drive. So let's get to carving. You simply start program after the G-code is entered, and I'll display the feeds and the speeds at the bottom right. I actually ran this file twice because I never reset the Z-axis after I changed to this 1/4 inch downcut bit, so we're going to cut another one and you'll see the damage after this. here it is, guys, my first tattoo on the machine. At least it's a cool shark. As you can see, the second round barely dug into the wasteboard at all, but I also didn't surface it either. As I mentioned earlier, I hid the power brick underneath the machine along with the X and Y access cable. So now we're going to boot up the machine. This process takes 15 to 20 seconds, and then you can operate the machine with this little display here with variable speeds. I actually prefer the gaming controller. It actually makes setting the zeros quite easy and fast. One of the concerns that was brought to my attention was that the machine slides on these rails with bearings, and won't all the dust gum up the bearings and ruin the machine? The answer is no. The bearings are sealed with these little rubber boots, kind of like a motorcycle or a dirt bike. The dust isn't going to affect the bearings because it can't get in there. I'm a little lazy and I let it build up a little bit, so I just simply blew it off with the air hose and then just wiped it off with a clean rag. This process took a few seconds. And onto the X-Carve. The X-Carve has these belts, which is a downfall that the Shapeoak will also shares because these belts need constant monitoring. Along with these V-wheels, as you can see, gunk builds up on these too. I've heard of these cracking. You also need to adjust these constantly because these will slip, affecting the accuracy and efficiency of your machine. Thanks for watching the video, guys. I'm gonna let Jess close this one out, and stay tuned for more CNC videos.
Thanks for checking out our video. If you guys have any ideas for what you'd like to see us do with the Onefinity, make sure to comment below and check back for updates. We're going to be putting the X-Carve against the Onefinity machine. Don't forget to hit the subscribe and like button. We'll see you on the next one.